Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some DIYs using all Dollar Tree products, and I'm going to start with these two canvases, and these are just the flat ones without the wood on the back. I'm going to take some Mod Podge and then I'm going to brush it all over the canvas, making sure I take it all the way to the edge. And then I got these two scarves from Dollar Tree, and I don't wear scarves, I live in Florida, but I thought they were so pretty, so I decided to make some artwork out of them. So I'm just going to show you me making one of them. So after I covered the canvas in Mod Podge, I just find the part of the scarf, the design that I want to be on my canvas, and then I just smooth it over, and then I just cut off the excess with some scissors. You could cut off a lot more if you want. And then I just turn it over and then put some Mod Podge on the back, and you should definitely trim it down more than I did. And then just make sure you pull it tight and then fold it over tight. Here I'm just making a little hanger for the back with some twine and a popsicle stick, and I'm just going to hot glue that on. Now I already stained these tower blocks and little cubes from Dollar Tree with some Waverly antique wax, and I'm just going to put one cube in the corner, and then a tower block, and then a cube, then a tower block, and I'm just going to repeat that all the way around this frame. So you can see the fabric on the edges, so I mean you can leave it like that if it doesn't bother you, or you can use some of the nautical rope from Dollar Tree, and I just hot glued it all around the outside. And you can see on the other frame I just put 4 of the little squares in the corners, like in each corner, and then I put 3 of the tower blocks in between them to make the frame. And then feel free to finish the back or put extra stuff on it, but I can't be bothered. No one's going to see the back except me, so, well, and you guys watching the video. But yeah, so it's up to you if you want to do that, but I'm not going to bother. And I know some people like to burn off the hairy bits of the nautical rope with a lighter, but I'm not going to do it. I never do that. But if you want to do that, it's fine. I just usually just trim the hairy bits off with some scissors. And I think these are so summery, and obviously I'm obsessed with pan print, so I'm going to love them. But let me know what you guys think and which one of my DIYs in this video is your favourite in the comments down below. Next, I'm going to take this little round wooden sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to pull off this little metal family word, and you could take it off carefully and keep it if you wanted, but I'm not going to use it. And then I'm going to tear off all the paper off the front, and it came off really easily. Then I gave it one coat of black acrylic paint. So I'm going to glue these tower blocks onto the edge of it with the Dollar Tree super glue wood glue, which is actually really good and it dries really fast. I'm just going to paint it on with a paintbrush, and I forgot to show you, but I used the Min Wax stain in the colour Jacobean to stain all these blocks, and I just laid them out. I picked out which ones had like the best grain, and I laid them out, each one one flat, one standing up, one flat, which you can see, and they all fit together except for the last one. I had to shave off the sides a little bit to fit it in, and then it fit in perfect. And then I stained the blocks as well with the Jacobean stain, and I just laid them out, and then I'm just gluing them down, and then I glued down 3 rows of these off camera, and then the last row I haven't glued down yet, but I have this little mirror from Michael's. It's like in a pack, I think it's like 3 inches, but I covered it up so you can't see me. And I'm just going to glue that down with some hot glue before I glue the last pieces on, because I want to make sure they are right up against the mirror. And I forgot to say, if you're interested, as I forgot to show it as well, there is a link down below for the Jacobean stain that I used. And I'm in love with this mirror. And the stain, I used it on some the tower blocks that I bought from Five Below, but they didn't look like this when I put it on it. So I'm definitely going to do some more DIYs with this stain because it's so beautiful. These wee bowls came in a set too, and I just thought it looked like a lampshade shape. So I wanted to use up some more of that old dress that I was using in my last lantern DIY, and since I'm obsessed with pan print, I thought I would try Mod Podging it to it. So here I am, just trying to fit it on because it's a weird shape, so I'm just trying to fit it round like loosely, and then I'm just going to trim it off when I'm happy with how much I have on it. And then I just cover the lampshade, the bowl, with some Mod Podge, and then I lay on the fabric and just smooth it out. And I know Dollar Tree does sell some fabrics, but they never have good ones when I'm there. You could use the bandanas or maybe even those scarves, you could try that. But I had this fabric, so I wanted to use it, but you definitely could use something from Dollar Tree. And then after that, I just cover it with a layer of Mod Podge. And while that's drying, I took the meat masher. I can't even see what it is. I couldn't see what it said there. I took one of these because I like the shape at the bottom, and I thought I would make a nice wee lamp. So I just want to cover up the handle with this red part with some twine. So I just hot glue that and I just keep wrapping it around till I get to the top of the handle. And once the handle's covered, I take 2 tower blocks and 2 wooden cubes and I just hot glue them together like I'm showing you, because I want to make a flat surface for the lampshade to sit on. And then I stick the handle of the meat masher in between the blocks and hot glue them, and then I put the last little cube on, and then I just fill in all the gaps with some hot glue, and then I just leave that to go hard. And I'm obviously just making this stuff up as I go along because I have the idea in my head, but then when it comes time to making it, you have to try and figure stuff out. So I don't know what a better way of doing it would be, but this is what I did anyway. And then once my lampshade was dry, and it did take quite a long time, even when I tried to hair dry it, it did take a while to dry, but once it was dry, I just cut off the excess around the bottom, but I folded it over and then cut it so that it would have a little flap that it wouldn't be right on the edge to make it neater, so that I could hot glue that and fold it over and make it look neater. And for the top, I just trimmed off the excess, and then I took a jar which was almost the same size as the top, and well, the lid of it, and then I drew around it and cut it out, and then I just Mod Podged that on the top. I know Dollar Tree sells fairy lights, but I couldn't find any when all the times that I went. So I got these ones from Amazon, and they're really long, so it did take a while, but I wrapped it all around the top of the meat masher handle, but I made sure I didn't go too far down because I didn't want to see it underneath the lampshade. And then I just hot glued the battery pack to the side. The lid for the battery pack, the cover, it fell down the back of my desk, so I did go get that later. So I just hot glued that to the side, and then if you want to take it off, use it again, you can. And then just put the lampshade on top. You can hot glue it down if you want, but that's up to you. And this is what it looks like when it's all lit up and it's really pretty. It'd be nice, like little bedside table lamp or something like that. For this last DIY, I'm going to use two of these little 5-inch canvases from Dollar Tree, and I already took the material off one, so I'm just going to carefully take it off the other one because I want to reuse it. And I'm just using a box cutter to cut it off. And then I don't show you here, but I took all the staples out, and then I'm just using some of the Dollar Tree wood glue to glue the staple sides together. Nothing in Dollar Tree is made the same, so just try and align the frames as best you can. And then next I took some more of the glue and I glued one of the little mini pallets inside the bottom of the frame, making sure that it was flat at the back. And then I just trimmed the inside of this material. Found these tile stickers at Dollar Tree yesterday, so I'm just going to use a paper trimmer to trim out the section that I want to use. And I didn't show it, but I just stick it to the material. Off camera I stain the frame with some Waverly Antique Wax, and then I just hot glued the material to the back of the frame. And I just did the same thing as I did with the first couple of pictures that I made. Just take some twine and some hot glue and a piece of craft stick and glue it to the back to make a little hanger. And this is what it looks like. And I found this wee vase in Dollar Tree, but I don't like the flower, so I'm just going to swap it for some eucalyptus, and then that's it finished. I think this turned out so cute and I enjoyed making it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.